What's up, guys? Mike here doing another video of 5 or more things I hate about this Mk4 Jetta. I'm going to keep this short and sweet and probably elaborate a little bit, which defeats the whole short and sweet part. So I've never owned a Jetta. I bought a few and never kept them, but here's what I know I don't like, and I might even tell you some things I do like about it. This is a 01 Mk4 1.8T silver. I think it's a GLI model. Doesn't have the Recaro seats or none of that crap, which I would like to have, so it's not really crap. This one's got 176k on it, and automatic with a base auto shifter. But I'll tell you some of the things I hate about it so far. I've owned this car for about 3 to 4 weeks. I put 1,375 miles on it in about 3 to 4 weeks. So far, what I don't like about these Volkswagens is everything in this interior, because of heat and age, I guess, heat cycles from the cold to the hot, everything in here gets sticky. There's some sort of coating or something on these plastic and Volkswagens that has a crown smell to it, like a Crayola, and it also has a like almost like a rubbery, boogery texture feel. And I've got to go through this car and clean it because everything leaves a residue on your fingers. Don't really care for that. There's the first problem. So it makes the car look dirty because everything clings to it. Number two, these cars have all-time headlights on, and I like to park my car in reverse in my driveway, so when I pull out in the morning, I don't have to worry about cars coming, whatever. I can just pull right out onto the street. The problem is, when you start the car in the mornings or at night, or you back up, the headlights are staying on and they're shooting through the neighbor's house. And they're constantly running. I don't really care for that. It's not the worst thing, Mustang, but it is an annoying thing. It should be an option to turn off and on. I'm kind of surprised this car, for its age, and I don't really know when it came out, doesn't tell you fuel economy or how much gas you have left in your tank. I kind of wish it had that, but I mean, that's something that's not equipped on the car for me to hate. Another thing I hate is that this is a 4-door, but there's really not a whole lot of room for anybody with legs back there. My kids, I can feel their foot in my ass when they're behind me, and I wish the car had a little bit more room. I guess that would mean I would be looking at a Passat. What else? So there's 3 to 4 things right there probably. Let me see here. The audio system in these cars is really nice. It's got a built-in subwoofer, I believe, with a factory amplifier, so it's got some thump to it. And it's got tweeters on all 4 doors. So 4 speakers, 4 tweeters, I believe. And then maybe a subwoofer in the back. And so that's pretty good. Another thing I don't like about these cars, and this isn't just this particular one, is that, what was I going to say? The bumps are really throwing me off. When you go from like reverse to drive or park to drive, these transmissions seem to have a delay in them, and so you have to almost kind of wait a second for it to get in the gear. It's kind of hit and miss, it seems, based on if it's warm or not, but that's kind of annoying because it gives you a jerk, and it's probably not that good on the transmissions, which from what I understand, they're kind of weak in the autos. These auto transmissions don't seem to last long. Another thing, these cars have a lot of cheap plastic under the hood, and again, with heat cycles, I know there's a lot of failures on these parts and stuff under the hood that break. Plastic gets super brittle on these cars, and the parts are not terribly expensive, but they're not easy to source out. Luckily, I live next to a Volkswagen dealer up the road. AutoZone Pet Boys doesn't seem to have parts for these cars, which isn't great to know that. The horns on these cars are really quiet too. Whenever you honk it or use your key fob, it sounds really sad. It's just a little. Another problem with these cars is the door handles like to break. Now that's an Amazon purchase right there, but they tend to break a lot. Don't really care for that. And another problem is these armrests break and they slide all over the damn place. What do? Instead of buying another replacement, I just glued the damn thing on there and called it a day. But that's about it. And I don't really like the paint on these cars. This one is the silver paint. There's really not a lot of clear on these. There's no shine. There's no way to really make this thing pop. I've tried a little bit of everything, and when it's clean, you can't really tell the difference between a fresh wash and not washing it for 2 weeks. It's very dull and a very poor color shine to really try to bring out on these silver colors. Maybe with other colors, of course, but the silver in general, I guess, it's just not a great template to start out with. But yeah, man, that's my video, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace. G59.